the darkest moment in my life was the first 6 months after giving birth to my first child. You know, in the dark night where you're just cuddling your baby and you question yourself like, why am I doing this? Like, I can be sleeping. Then the day is like when you're changing diapers and like looking all haggard. I'll be like, why am I doing this? I can be, all dressed up and out there earning some money, right?
Welcome to the 5th episode of Her Bold Move podcast. Today we have here with us our guest, Anthea soon. Anthea is a mom to 2 school-going children, and she got her license in 2022 and she joined us as a brand new real estate agent then. Welcome, Anthea.
Hi, Vivian.
So you joined us in 2022. Prior to joining us, you were a stay-at-home mom for
10
how many
years.
10 years, that's a long time.
Yes, a decade of stay-at-home mom.
Wow. And before that, you were in the finance industry.
That's right.
Okay. Can you share with us more like why did you choose to give up your career in the corporate world and came into and become a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, I was a accountant trained, and so my first job in the corporate world was an auditor. Then moving to the banking industry. Yeah. So thereafter, I've been a mom now for about 13 years. And if you ask me like 14 years ago whether I'll be a mom, it'll be like a flat no. But I think seasons change, and I think my faith also has shown me, motherhood was for me. And I got pregnant after being married for 5 years.
Okay.
And then baby steps. And this is what happened from being an accountant, then the banking industry, and then to motherhood. Yeah.
So meaning to say you become a full-time mom the moment you have your kid?
Yes, that's right. So I think after getting pregnant, then the role was no longer made available. So it was also a very timely season as well for me that I can just stay at home, look after my child from a very young age.
Okay.
I think from wanting to stay home in the initial years, like a year, my husband and I, we evaluate the finances, the situation, and then it became 2 years. And then the periodic review just became like 10 years, with another child in between in the 5th year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's really been a wonderful season of motherhood and just showing me how my life priorities has shifted from building a career to how to motherhood, basically. Yeah.
So I'm curious. After 10 years being a stay-at-home mom, what makes you decide to become a real estate agent?
I don't aspire to be a real estate agent, to be honest. Yeah, I was never a salesperson kind of caliber, and I never wanted to do sales. But I think along the way, in the 10 year of being a stay-at-home mom, you just want to do something other than just staying at home and still having the flexibility. So a lot of people, were insurance agents, property agent, and I did look up property agent because this is very close to everyone because everyone needs to own a property.
Correct.
So I did look up the RES course. But back then it was just purely on-site, full-day courses.
Okay.
So it was very difficult for me to just take a few days out to just sit in the classroom and listen just to attend the course.
Okay.
Then COVID came and Zoom classes were made available. So I think just very timely that God has shown me the way that, I've opened the door for you. Just take a first step.
Okay.
Yeah, so taking the first step, not wanting to take the exam actually, but after you take the course, I think nobody don't take the exam if you take the course, right? It's just a natural progression. Then I'm like, okay, just take the exam and see what happens. Then, I passed. And it was really baby steps. Then after you pass, you need to find an agency. And this is something that was quite a challenge for me because you just want to find an agency that you can associate yourself with. And then I found you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think what drawn me to you was, to look for you was your website. That's where I first come across you. Mentioning about empowering women after a career break. And I found that resonates with me because it's just really what I was looking for. It's just somewhere to park myself, but not really like crazy going to career overdrive again. Yeah, so just starting small baby steps. Yeah, then I spoke to you, I spoke to a lot of other people as well. And yeah, that's how my journey began.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a very unique way of doing your sales here as a real estate agent. So, of course, you are a part-time realtor. And the thing about you is that, right, seems like apart from referral, you only do Lentor area.
Yes, that's right. I
Yeah.
think when I first started, you just want to chiong, right?
Yeah.
You go for a lot of training, then marketing strategy, prospecting methods, and it was really overwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah, like where to start. And I mean, speaking from you, you do GTA,
Yes.
geographical target audience, and your area being Marine Parade. And I think what struck me one day was I was jogging at the Lentor area. Back then, it was just flat land. The government just, opened up the roads of the Lentor area. And there are many people jogging there. Then just jogging, and like, just doing prayer jog and like, hey, this is my area.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very close to where I live. And doing this like a part-time basis, it really works for me because it's close by. I'm extremely familiar with the area. Yeah, I thought that was my first step into what it is for me in this career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, talking about this, right? Probably I mean, some of the things that I always share with people who are doing real estate as a part time, whether they are mothers, or they have other priorities in life. I find that what works for me then, when my kids were younger, was that I work a lot on exclusives. And so at one point of time, I will only probably have like 2 to 3 exclusive, and they are always in the same area. So it makes it very easy for me to control my time because, when people call, inquire, we try to put them together for viewing on a certain time slot over the weekend. So, and I always tell myself, hey, for 2 days of weekend, I always try to just work on one day. So it works for me. So I'm able to control my time, and I'm also able to spend a lot of time with my children.
That's right.
So that is one strategy for me. And of course, for you, being a tagger in Lentor area, which is close to where you live and where you are very familiar, this is the strategy that you use. But to be honest, okay, I mean, honestly, I've been with you, just like recently I was with one of our teammates and you were the tagger for her for Faber Residence. Yeah. And when I look at you, right, I find that one of your biggest strengths is that people get drawn to you very easily because I think of the aura that you give also. You are very calm and you are not pushy at all. When people speak to you, they feel very comfortable. So it's just like that day, I can feel that, the client is actually likes you a lot. So, and personally, when I speak to a few of our teammates who has close deal with you, they also say that, oh, Anthea is super zai, and very calm. So I see that really you are a very good tagger. But the thing is that, right, you work a lot with our teammates and people out of our team don't know how you are. So it's like, 有一点大材小用，我觉得。I wish
thank
more
you
people
for the
know.
compliments,
Yeah, I wish more
Vivian.
people know, you are really a very good tagger. Yeah, so maybe in time to come, probably when your children older, can you like expand out of Lentor, do more projects?
Yeah, I think taking out Faber Residence is also like a step out of my comfort zone because it is in Clementi and not in Lentor. So it was a learning curve for me trying to find out more about the Clementi area. And I think there's also a baby step towards trying to know more areas and not just being restricted to the area that I am familiar with. And with that also, you meet more people along the way who have questions about the west side of Singapore.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just attending trainings and upskilling as well. Yeah.
Okay, so you are a part-time realtor and a full-time mom. So naturally, a big part of your time, and priority is given to your family. How do you incorporate work into your life?
Yeah, I think my priority is my children, definitely, doing the chores and chauffeuring them. And incorporating the realtor work is definitely challenging because I want to give my best for my clients. And giving my best means, putting in time and effort. So some of the challenges I face is when there's a listing that is let's say in Jurong,
Okay.
or further away,
Bursaries for you.
So that is when I have to say, I'm very sorry, I can't do it. And I don't want to do it because because I need to clock sales, because I want to give the best to my client, and I know I can't, and so I just have to turn it down.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the challenges. And also maybe just giving it to the teammate or asking the client to look for somebody else. Yeah, so there are also other challenges whereby sometimes there's some immediate closing, or like you need to rush down to pick up some paperwork. And that's when I have to trigger my emergency button for my mother-in-law to come and say, hey, excuse me. And of course, she has always been very supportive. So I think having a very supportive environment is also a plus for me. Yeah. So the challenges also comes with sometimes like last minute, where I have to step away from my duties. And that's when my children be like, hey, mom, you told me that we'll be doing this, but how come?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's also trying to let your children know that your mom is trying to do something and trying to model for them. Like, I'm not saying no to you or prioritizing work over you, but there's really some things that are very important and urgent that needs to be done now. Yeah, so modeling that to them, to me, I find it also enriches them in trying to see next time when they face challenges, is it important and urgent? And then that's how they prioritize their time. Yeah.
What do you appreciate most about this career?
The flexibility.
Okay.
But of course, the flexibility as well as being able to journey with the clients in their property journey.
Okay.
I think buying a property is like the biggest investment in their lives, and being part of their journey with them is very fun and it's very exciting for me. And the thank yous from my clients really spark joy in me.
Yeah. I think the impact is actually very, very strong. Which probably a lot of people who are not in the industry, they don't see the kind of meaningful impact that we have as a real estate agent. So, and I always say that apart from helping our clients find a home, the joy, actually a lot of times we also meet them at one of their lowest point in their life. So being able to journey with them, being able to also sometimes as a listening ear to understand, what they are going through, I think this adds meaning to our job. So I always share, right, one of the most meaningful one of the most meaningful case I ever did was, so I actually helped this elderly man to find a place. And he actually right size from a 5-room flat to a 3-room flat. So what happened was that he told me he needed to right size to a 3-room flat, and that flat needs to have access to lift, which is not an issue because most flat in Singapore is lift level. But he says that, no, I definitely need, access to more than one lift. I was like, more than one lift? Why? It's very rare because that was the first time I heard. So he says that, he has an adult daughter who is wheelchair bound. So to him, it's like every time when he has to bring the daughter for a medical appointment and the lift is under maintenance, he's stuck. Yeah, so that was then, that suddenly I was thinking, to us, we take a lot of things for granted. Lift is just like, there's a lift law, it's very convenient. But to people who really rely on the lift, right, this is really something that is very, very, very important to them. I mean, honestly, I look at lift differently nowadays after that incident. I managed to help him to secure a unit that have access to 3 lift. And I think that is something that is very meaningful and very satisfying when, after I help him on that. The impact that we as real estate agent has, I think, is definitely very meaningful. And so let's talk about something that's very close to our heart, motherhood. Okay, thinking back to more than 10 years when you decide to become a stay-at-home mom, what was the thing that go through your mind? Will you feel like, okay, I have to give up my career to become a stay-at-home mom? What were your thoughts then?
Well, I remember the darkest moment in my life was the first 6 months after giving birth to my first child. I think you you can read a lot of pregnancy books, trying to just get yourself mentally prepared with the sleepless nights and all that. But when you're actually in it, in the dark night where you're just cuddling your baby and you question yourself like, why am I doing this? Like, I can be sleeping. Then the day is like when you're changing diapers and like all looking all haggard, I'd be like, why am I doing this? I can be all dressed up in my nice clothes and shoes and out there earning some money, right? Yeah, so the first 6 months was really depressing. I think postnatal blues is real. And to snap out of that, I think it's just having a very supportive community, a very supportive environment. And I'm just very thankful that I have that and I was able to snap out of it. And I think having gone through that process, it also helps me to speak to some moms now that, what they are going through. It is something that is so real because all mothers go through it. And our bodies just needs to recover. And it's really stepping away from your comfort zone. Yeah.
To me, actually, as I look back, right, I don't know whether you feel a bit of an identity mismatch or identity crisis. Maybe I share my own journey. Why is it that, I ask this question? If today I were to put ourselves, I were to say, look, there is this skill and our kids is on one end and our career is on the other hand. If today, right, I choose to become a stay-at-home mom, naturally, it will be skewed towards my children, right? And of course, the so-called mom guilt will be lesser because we spend a lot of time with our children. But on the other hand, there is this thought that you always think, am I shortchanging myself? I could have done more in my career. There is this thing is just there. Of course, now my kids are older. As I look back, I will ask myself, if I have spent more time on my work, I probably will achieve much more. But of course, as a woman, I think we have so many roles in our life, right? The most important role to me is a mother. It's never in doubt. And, even if today I were to make that decision again, the answer will still be the same. Children will always be the first. But you cannot say that you don't have this thought because, especially for me, it's like there is something that probably I could have done better. Yeah. But then again, right, there's always this word, 鱼与熊掌不可兼得嘛，对不对? So you cannot have your cake and eat it as well. Something has to go. And I always remember this quote that Michelle Obama shared, which I really think is correct. We can do everything we want, but not everything at the same time. At this season of my time, right, I want to work very hard. Not because I want to chase back the lost time. It's more to honor the part of me that I still want to grow. Because of my thoughts, right, I also feel that probably there'll be a lot of people who are like me, where, their kids have grown up. And at this point of time, probably they are also a bit lost. Like, being a stay-at-home mom, the children already grown up, they have their own life. Then suddenly it's like, oh, my career I have already, put aside so many years ago. What do I live for now? What is in my life now? And actually to this group of people, right, I just want to share that this point of time, right, is actually the prime of our life where we can really put in our effort to do what we want to do now. While we are still relatively healthy, when our kids probably don't need so much of our attention and our time. So to me, this season of my life is really like for myself.
I think it's also the case of, for me, when I take up the course, it's also trying to go back into the workforce, baby steps. Because with all the trainings, meeting new people, whether it's fellow colleagues or clients, it's also a shift outside of motherhood where, where I just go and pick up my kids from school and it's just mommy talk. And it's just something more than that. And I think it also helps me to grow in the knowledge base so that next time when my children do get older and it's time for me to have more time in the industry, I have really some
Yeah.
foundation set. So I think baby steps to me speaks a lot. You know, just starting and really using whatever little scrapes of time that I have to put in my best effort in that area works for me in this season. And I think going back to talk a bit about the identity crisis part, what worked for me was the fact that I was very sure that it's my season of motherhood and I want to be a good steward to my children. And, you know, in the initial years where it's really prime for them in growing up, or I think it's their prime in growing up because they need me physically there for them 24/7. But as they grow up now, I realize that even though they don't need me physically there 24/7, they need me there emotionally. And this is going to be a long race. And then am I going to be just stuck being a stay-at-home mom? Or, you know, I can do that as well as something else. And in that shift, I think we need to find that balance. And I always tell myself, don't get sucked into the rat race. And I think to me that is very important because if I am doing that, then I think my children will be very upset. And I think it works differently for different families. Yeah, so this is what works for me. Yeah, and that's why for me, I have to carve out that time for work and to say no to certain deals, certain listing, and to make sure that I am clear about what I'm doing. Yeah.
Actually, that also brings me to one point. Whenever I meet mothers especially who wants to come into the industry, right? One of the things they always tell me is, hey, I wouldn't have a lot of time for work. But to me, really that's that's really very okay because I always say that today, let's say for example, you are a mother, it's okay if you just close 1 or 2 deals a year. Because to me, everybody's priority is different. When you close 1 or 2 deals, technically, you are still forced to learn. You are still forced to meet people. You are still connected to the world. I think that's more important. So it's a different ball game as compared to somebody who is here as a full-timer, you know, where probably they are aiming for millionaire agent, top producer. Yeah, so it's a totally different ball game. But really what I hope is that for somebody who has their license, right, and they are a stay-at-home mom, don't just take the license and just park the license there and not do anything. That is something that I don't wish to see. Because if I can see that there is effort, you know, in trying to even just close 1 deal, to me that is more than enough. Yeah, but at least you must do something. Yeah, so that is something I hope to see in our team.
Yeah, I think that's also what draws me into the team as well. Because I think on the onset, I already tell you already, I won't be very active. Don't kind of disturb me.
You're not the first one, okay?
So, but I think at the back of my head, there's also a motivation that I don't want to sit there and do nothing.
Correct.
Yeah, because I am given the privilege of the license and then what I can make the full use out of it based on the time that I have. Yeah, I think it has worked well for me so far. Hopefully, whether it's the case maybe 5 years down the road, I do not know whether I'll be saying this, I'll be doing more or even less. But in this current season, it has really worked very well for me. And I think the teammates are also have been very encouraging, you know, a lot of mummies as well, you know, just not just sharing about listings and work, but sharing about our family lives as well. So I think this team dynamics has also been very helpful for me. Yeah, it makes work a lot more fun. It's not just closing deals.
Yeah. Okay. But one question is that how has motherhood changed the way you see success?
Success to me now is when I see my children go to sleep happy at night. I can close my eyes happy and knowing that, you know, my children, my family is happy, I'm at peace. I can go to sleep happy. And maybe when I see my Heavenly Father next time, He can tell me, my good and faithful servant, that I am a good steward of whatever time, whatever resources that I have.
Yeah. And actually, I think as you are saying that, right, one of the way I see success as a mother is also like when your kids now that, you know, my kids are teenagers already and probably young adults. 18, do you consider young adult?
Yes.
Young adult, right? Yeah, they are still very close to you. I think then you will see that, actually whatever that I have done previously, it works. Yeah. And yeah, I think really no regrets. Yeah. So, okay. There are a lot of mothers who are looking to come into real estate as a part-timer. What advice do you have for them?
Just take the plunge, you know, if time and resources allow. I think baby steps really works. And when you feel down, you can just, you know, go into your little closet and hide for a while, and you come out when you're ready. There's always people out there whom you can talk to. There's trainings every week, every time when, you know, you think you lack in something, whether it's residential, commercial, international properties. And it's not just on the fact that you have a client who's looking at international properties, then you can look into that. You know, anytime, you know, suddenly you can be talking to somebody and they ask you like, hey, Australia property. And you know, oh yeah, I have attended the course before, and trying to see like, different countries work differently. They have different rules, different political situations, and mortgage rates are also different as well. And then and it's also personal for you as well, because then, if I have the money, where would I park it? Yeah, so I think it can be a very enriching process as well. That said, when you meet clients, they're very nice people. They're also not so nice people.
Yes.
Right? You meet people all walks of life. And it also kind of like enriches your life as well.
Yes.
Trying to make yourself a better person, how you react to different situations. Yeah, and if I feel down, I call you. I call you multiple times before you're like my aunt agony sometimes. Then after speaking to you, it's like, okay, snap out of it, get out, just move on. Yeah. So it can be a very trying process sometimes, trying to speak to certain clients, but they're also very nice clients as well. This industry is really hard work and hard work.
Yes.
Yeah, it's how much effort you want to put in for your clients. And, you know, sometimes after speaking to some clients, you realize that, hey, I think this is not what is, you know, it's just not
your type of client.
So, exactly. So there's a supply and demand, a mix and match. Whether it's the right agent to the right client.
Correct.
I mean, they have the right to choose, and so do you. That's what you always tell me, right?
Yes, correct.
And I think initially for me, it was very difficult to say no. Yeah, and that's why, you know, just keep chasing. Then after a while, I realized that, hey, you are your own boss.
Correct. Yeah. That's why
and
we are here.
you decide. You can decide for yourself, and that's what makes it flexible. Yeah.
So thank you, Anthea, for sharing with us your journey today. I'm sure your journey has inspired a lot who are also thinking to come into the real estate industry. So with that, we'll end our episode today, and see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.